Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. How's everybody this morning? As you can see, it's a bit rainy up here in this DC environment, and a bit cool, but it's peaceful. Little Tad been ripping and running these last couple of weeks, trying to stay the course, pressing on, trying to make some moves. I'm blessed to be able to speak at a DC juvenile facility next week, and a Maryland juvenile facility the day after that. So that's a blessing. They don't really let us take phones in there, from my understanding, but I'll definitely try to get a few shots and post it up on Facebook and Instagram for those who are interested. You can follow me on Instagram at Khalid Kareem 75. And you already know I'm on Facebook, Khalid Kareem, right? And I pray that everyone is doing well. I pray that everyone is holding your heads up, staying focused, and striving hard to get to that goal of yours. That's very important, man. It's a lot of distractions out here today. A lot of pain still. COVID seems like it's let up. It really hasn't. Pain, death is out here, so, everybody going through things these days. So, I just pray that everyone's keeping their heads up and keeping their spirit strong. Let your spirit blaze, let it blaze. I want to kind of reiterate a lesson that I had learned along the way. But I'm speaking on what I spoke on in my last video. There was a lot of wind, and a few people, asked me to kind of repeat that piece. So, I'll be a little shorter with this one, but I just want to reiterate that. And what I spoke on was, it's not always best to take the easy route. A lot of us out in the, that were on the streets, that's what we did, and some of us justified and strive to rationalize taking the, hustling out in the street. Man, I gotta hustle, man, because, mom ain't got no money, I gotta wait for her to buy me shoes and clothes. I ain't gonna be no bum. I'm going out here and make that money. Some have said, man, I'm gonna take care of my family. And most people that have said that, and I know a few, lies, if you make $500 a week, most of that's gonna go into clothes, re-up money. You might drop 20, 30, maybe 100 in the household. And that's if your people accepting that the money you got is coming from somewhere they trust and they willing to allow it. Real talk, my mom, man, she gave me $40 one time. I was living up Northwest DC, and she gave, she was on welfare for a long time, and she gave me $40, and she was like, okay, this month, that's all I can do, baby. Here's $40. Maybe you can get some jeans, something. And I was like 14, and there was a store up on 14th and Spring Road, further up, 14th and I think Newton, and it was called House of Jerry's or something, right? And they had clothes for bigger guys, name brand and stuff like that. So but I had a little more money. I was doing some wrong. I was hustling a little bit, to be honest, but I was making my money, another way, foolishly. And so I went up there, I bought 2 pair of jeans, I bought a shirt, I bought a pair of Nikes. So when I come in the house, Mom like, where you get that from? So she like, that took more than $40. And I'm like, nah, Ma, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, I lied. I was like, man, I got, some money from my Uncle Wayne. And, those who watch this, what I'm saying, a few friends and family know my Uncle Wayne. And, those who don't know that at the time, he was a pretty, successful drug dealer, if you will. And, I was nephew, you know what I'm saying? So, he had no problem with giving me money, but, she know he was in the streets. So she was like, well, I'll talk to my brother when I see him, because she didn't tolerate drug money. She didn't like it. She didn't sanction it or condone it, you know what I'm saying? So, I had to get to him and let him know, if my mom talked to you, man, I lied, man. I said I got some money from you. What you talking about, nephew? What you talking about? What? You? So, but I was trying to take the easy route. I didn't want to wear the same clothes, even if it was 4 pair of jeans. I wanted new clothes and knew this and knew that, and that put me on the path, that, like I say, put me in prison for 25 years. There was a guy at Nottoway prison in Virginia when I was there. He was a big guy, kind of fat, older cat. And nobody really felt him, right? But he used to try to play that homeboy card, so he tried to hang around guys from DC and whatnot, and he would, kind of was over the top with it. Yeah, young, yeah, slim, yeah, this. And it's an older guy, at the time, he was like 45 or something, 47. And I was like maybe, early 30s. And I'm like, why is he over talking it? We later found out that he was actually from Maryland, which is cool, but that's not how he carried it. But he did about 14 years in the Maryland system. So he would always play cards, spades and stuff like that. So he'd get in arguments all the time. And when he get in an argument, he was quick to talk slick. To these young guys, there was a couple of them he just kind of talked slick to, and he used to talk knife talk like, yeah, man, back in the day, boy, I swear to God, man, I'd have pushed that steel in one of you young dudes. And I mean, this was every time. And they would let him get away with it because, like I say, he had an aggressive disposition. His face was always balled up. He'd go in the rec yard. He couldn't really run. He was real big, but he would walk fast. He'd try to work out a little bit, but he just had that disposition that kind of would fool a person that could be fooled. But he always picked on the same group of youngins. I think it was a youngin named Gator. It was another little guy from Portsmouth. He was, kind of reserved. It was a tall guy, but he always talked to them on the way past. Man, lift more, put some more steel on that youngin. But again, he pick and chose. So one day he's playing cards, and I think I was coming through the door from program, and I was upstairs, and someone's about to fight, you can hear it. You hear a pop, a slap, you hear something. So, I hear a pop. So, you hear a real quick scramble. You see him, he run to the booth. So first that shocked everybody. What it was, he at the table talking slick to guys. And this youngin named Thug, that's what they call him, he was from Portsmouth, good little dude. He from Portsmouth. So the youngin that the dude talking to, the old head, he from Portsmouth, but he don't really be arguing back. He be like, all right, man, go ahead, man, put your card out. He kind of just brushes it off. But the old head talking slick, and the youngin' Thug come up behind him and hit him, pop, rock him. He get up, he take off to the booth. He look around, and, Thug standing there like whatever, you know what I'm saying? So he don't say nothing into the booth slide. He don't say nothing. So later on, he go to a guy from DC named Rick, big light-skinned guy, muscular, real laid back. Everybody kind of considered him a pretty boy, big, light skin. He used to put he had 3 types of lotions. He'll put some on his face, another lotion on his arms and stuff. He just, a lot of people just be like, man, what's up with your homeboy? And I'm like, man, he all right, chilling, you know what I'm saying? What you worried about him for? But he was a good dude, you know what I'm saying? He just stayed to himself. Rick ain't do nothing but work out by himself, sit in the corner, reverse his chair, and read a newspaper. Pardon the noise. So, he would, Rick turned around, and the guy actually was named West, and he was no relation to my family last name West. Like I say, he was from somewhere out in Maryland, but I don't say that. That was what everybody called him. I think it was his middle name or something, but that was like what they called him. So he turned around, he went over and talked to Rick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Rick asked him off the top, like, why you run to the booth? No, I wanted to make sure I wasn't gonna get jumped. I need to look around, could have did that on the wall. So Rick like, yeah, I hear you. So Rick just staring at him, Rick just serious dude, So Rick like, yeah, I hear you. So he like, man, man, you know what I'm saying? You got that, you gotta jump. So Rick like, man, you always talking like you gotta jump. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the knife. So he's like, yeah, nah, I ain't got one now. I ain't get a chance to get one because he had been up on Nottoway for like maybe 5 months. So he's saying he ain't had a chance to get one or whatever. So Rick like, man, what's up? Why you hollering at me? Because Rick used to actually have what you call a store box, and I've mentioned what those are. It's like, you buy the food and people come to you, they might get 2 soups, they got to bring 2 back. They get 5, they got to bring 7 or 8 back. So Rick had a big one, so he had dude West holding a lot up in his cell. So he came, you know what I'm saying, and Rick was like, what, what's up, you trying to see the youngers or whatever? He's like, man, I just don't want them to try to jump me, man, because for real, I'm going to kill somebody. So, Rick go holler at the dude, Thug, you know what I'm saying, just to make sure nothing else was in the air. And he was like, man, you know what I'm saying, you want to see, old boy one-on-one? Thug said, yeah, I'll fight him, ain't no thing. So Rick go back to dude, so man, Younger said, he'll see you one-on-one, and old head was like, nah, I mean, if I fight him, I'm going to kill that Younger, whoa. And Rick kind of distanced himself after that, but I remember he had told him, because, Rick and I talked, he was like, man, I told him, man, Slim, you got to be able to stand on that stuff that come out your mouth, and they say that's how Rick carried it, you know what I'm saying, and that's how a lot of people carried it, not everybody, but the old head, he chose to pick the easy route, which was picking on the youngers or picking on dudes he could scream on, that he wouldn't do that to those that he considered, a threat to him. A lot of us out here, we chasing, we running in these streets, and that's the easy route. Yeah, it's convenient. Yeah, you staying on the corner. Yeah, you getting quick money real quick. But the flip side is, whether you have a run for a year, 2 years, the benefit is nothing compared to the consequences to do 5, 10, 20 years of someone else having to send you money. And this is what people don't talk about. When you get locked up, all your clothes is going to be worn. All of your stuff is going to be given away. If you had 1,000 saved up, you might see 50 of that on Canteen. You know what I mean? Understandable. And that's the majority of people. I know major drug dealers that have done time, and listen to what I'm telling you. They couldn't even get money from cars. I mean, I've seen guys say, man, my people just sold my car, man. Ain't even try to help me get a lawyer. Man, you know what I'm saying? My brother just crashed my car, man. My mom's driving my car everywhere. They ain't send me $1. Won't even come see me. Like, for real. So, and that is a part of what I'm seeing. That is what I saw in there, a lot of, you know what I'm saying, guys, you had some soldiers. And by soldier, I mean someone who will stand up to, any and everybody if need be. Doesn't mean that they smart, you know what I mean? But their heart was, they would treat the elephant and the ant with the same consideration. But the bulk of dudes in there, they pick the CO that doesn't talk back. Man, you stupid CO, open my door. And the CO like, all right, but the CO that will run up in your cell, it was a CO named Good that was at Greensville. Man, dude will come up in your cell and hey, a dude cuss him out. Hey, that mother F you, CO, you a chump, whoa, whoa, whoa. And Good be like, all right, I'll be back. And literally, he would come back, and I've seen it when I was in A unit. He went up in a dude named Yellow Cell, like got the door open, the CO in the booth wasn't trying to open. He like, open it. He was a sergeant, he like, open it. And the CO was like, man, he like, open the door. And he opened the door. Go up and dude said, he done got in a couple of fist-to-fist fights, man, with guys, man, because he was laid back, didn't bother nobody, didn't push no charges. But if you talk to him like he was a regular police officer, like he was just, there to, get his thing off on us. And that wasn't how he carried it. And I know a few other dudes that'll come up in your cell. It was a CO named Winstead. He actually went to court because he was allowing other, inmates to go in other inmates' rooms, man, and fight. They was putting money on guys' heads, man, putting treats, like they'll give a guys a whole bag of Canteen and TVs, man, to go fight an inmate, you know what I'm saying? So even out here, you got fathers that are running from their responsibility as fathers because it's easier to go mess with another girl. You have women out here, man, who are partying and playing because it is easier than being a real mother. You know what I mean? So I'm just speaking about it's not always best to take the easy route. Sometimes the uphill journey, sometimes the uphill journey is the best journey because you're going to feel the pain, you're going to feel the frustration, the anxiety, all that's going to come with it. But when you at the top or when you overcome it, what you're going to feel is a sense of pride and accomplishment that can't be taken away. They can't be taken away. You know what I mean? And that's why it's easy. And it's crazy because I heard somebody say this not too long ago. It's easy to spend somebody else's money. You know what I mean? If someone else put money in my pocket, not necessarily me personally, but if someone just give you $1,000, oh, you go to the store, you spend that, but you got to work hard for yours, man, you penny pinching, you counting pennies, you like, I can't spend that, I can't do this, I can't do that. But spending somebody else's money, that's easy. Why? Because it's easy. But when you work for yours, man, it's hard because you know how hard it was to come by. So, that was a lesson I learned. It's a lesson I'm still learning, not always to take the easy route. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it is, it's a trial, but the difficult route, you know? And so let us, you know, do those things sometimes that are difficult. Squashing beefs, right? Looking for that job we really want, chasing your dream, chasing your goal, whatever's in your heart. Sometimes, man, our hearts be beating at the thought of beating fast. Our faces light up at the thought of what we really want to do in life, but we don't go get it. Go get it. I mean, somehow, some way, if it takes some training, look it up on the computer and get it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do something, you ain't got to always wait for somebody. Go do it, or find people that are willing to help you get to that. You know, that's the beauty of networking. That's the beauty of, you know, having faith too. Because when you have faith, you step out, maybe it'll feel like you step out alone, man, the Most High will surround you with the right people, man, that'll put people in your life that'll help you accomplish that goal, but you got to step out on faith, right? So again, as always, I appreciate you all, you know, being patient with me, and again, walking this journey with me. It ain't easy, right? But I'm grateful, man, and I'm blessed, man. Like I say, I'm going to speak to some youngins, man, and Tuesday and Wednesday, man, and that's gonna mean the world to me, man. And to be honest, you know, and I don't talk about a whole lot. Sometimes I put things on Facebook or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be blessed to get a award, you know, a mentor award in Virginia Beach, man, next Thursday night. You know, from a sister who's been an advocate in the prison system for 15 years, man. I'm honored, you know what I mean? So, like I say, man, you know, I may not have what I want right now, but I'm on the path to what I want right now, right? So, you know, y'all stay up, y'all keep y'all spirit strong, let your light shine. It's a darkness out here, man, let your light shine, because you got it in you. You know, you got it in you. So I appreciate y'all. Stay the course. I'll see y'all soon. It's my word. Peace and blessings.